Okay, good morning, everybody. I cannot see you, but I guess you can see me. My name is Ling Chow. I am teaching zipForm today from 9:30 to 12:30. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's happening right now. Because of the COVID-19, I'm home. So my background is my house. I have dogs staying with me. I have 3 little pups. I mean, they're grown up, but they're a small dog. So when they do bark, I have to apologize. I'll mute myself and try to stop them from barking. If that happens, please forgive me because of my dog does bark when they hear something going on outside. And we have muted everybody. If you want to ask me a question, you're welcome to do text. Do you guys know how to do that, right? Let me show you with a chat. And I'll text everybody. Okay, here's the chat, group chat. And the other thing is that if you want to get my attention at the participants, right now we have, hold on just a second. Right now we have 31 people. You can go to the participants and you can raise hand. If you open up the participants, you can raise hand and I will see that you have a question. Just to let you know that in starting from now to about 11 o'clock, it's all very basic. If you have zipForm understanding, maybe you want to come back after 11 o'clock. We'll do some more events like templates, zipForm touch sign, digital signature, e-signatures. So if you want to come back later, you're welcome to. So we have the basic from new, how to sign up, how to get into zipForm from the very beginning. So if I can't see your face, so I don't know who you are or what you look like or anything like that. Hold on, let me try to stop my dog. Thank you, Fawn. I can seem like I cannot unmute myself after I
okay,
unmute.
then I will mute from here or unmute from here.
All right, so here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry. The dog wake up in the morning. I guess they're so excited now. Let me see if I can stop them. Okay. Fawn, if I lock them in the room, they'll bark. So it's better if I don't lock them. Okay. So they're having fun because it's a morning. Okay, let's start. I apologize for my barking dogs. They normally don't bark because I'm in home having a lot of Zoom meetings, so I don't normally bark at the house. I apologize. So here we go. Okay, so for the new ones that was never on zipForm, there's a couple places you can go to zipForm, and one of them is at cr.org. And here is, can you guys see the website? Because I'm not sure what you guys can see or cannot see. Vaughn, can they see cr.org?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the cr.org. It's a California Association of Realtors website. And from here, you can go into zipForm. This is Access zipForm Now, right here. So the way to get in is you have to sign in. Here's the sign in. Okay, so we can go in and sign in. If the new ones that never been to car.org, you can register to car.org here, register. And you had to find your nerd ID and last name. Nerd ID is the NAR number. We have so many numbers as a real estate profession. We have the DRE number. We have the West End Gabriel Board number. There used to be a CR number. I don't know if anybody has any more CR number, but I do. And there's a NAR number. They call it NERD's number. So based on your NERD number, this is what you're gonna check. If you don't know your NERD number, that's okay, because find your NERD's ID is right here. And we can go into find your nerd ID. So there's a couple places you can find your nerd ID. You can go by last name and email, and last name and real estate license. I'm gonna go into the last name and real estate license number. I hope you guys remember your real estate license number, the DRE number. I forgot my number today. I'm gonna submit. I think I did forget my number today.
Sorry, I think Ling got disconnected. One moment.
Connect me.
Ling, okay, you
Yeah.
there? Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know what happened. It went blank. Okay, let me go back to CAR. Hold on just a second. This is my first time on Zoom teaching, so please forgive me. Okay, so we're back here. I guess they don't remember. They said that information I put in is wrong. So I guess it's too early for me. I'm gonna put in my name and my email. And I'm gonna submit. Why, they don't recognize me today? What's going on today? My last name and my email, it doesn't recognize me? Interesting. Okay, they don't like me today. I think it's probably NAR has problems.
Yeah, sometimes they do have problems.
You know, this week, the whole week is the NAR having a lot of website information. Probably that's why. Okay, I'm gonna go back to CR registration. So since I can't find the NAR NERD's number and the last name, if you have your NERD number, you're welcome to put it in. Let me see, let me find mine. I don't normally remember all this, so I have it logged in somewhere. So my NERD number is, let's see if it works this way. See, it says that I am registered on cr.org, but that's how pretty much you have to go in and sign in. But today, because I am registered, I'm going to go into username. Once you find your, once you register, they ask you to set up a username and a password, and then you sign in. So this is how you sign in from CAR, but there's another way of doing it by going to our website, which is the wsgvar.com. And we have a single sign-in with an MLS ID and password. You can do it this way as well, okay? It'll get you into the CRMS. From CRMS, you can also sign into your zipForm. But I would like to start from here. Okay, so any questions so far? Are you guys okay? Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna move on. So we're gonna do access zipForm now. I'm gonna go in from here. And they're gonna do validation of membership. And we're gonna do continue to zipForm. By the way, zipForm is a member benefit for us as a realtor member. So this is free right at this time. So nobody pays for anything. But however, if you're gonna pay, if you're not a realtor member and you wanna use a zipForm costs about $1,000 a year to use, okay? So this is something that we, it's benefit for us as a realtor member. Can you guys see this? It's kind of funny that nobody, I cannot see your face and I'm talking to myself on the computer. So when we get to this page, you'll see that we have a couple things up here and we have dashboard template, transaction template, document box, text, contact partners, whatever it is, but I want you to look at here, it says me, M-E. I'm trying to move this icon, it won't move. Okay. So under where me says with the arrow going down, we're gonna click it. And from here, we're gonna put into the profile and settings. This is where you're gonna put in your information. So every page, not every page, but most of the page that you have will show your information here. So what you need to do is about me, and you're gonna put your name, your last name, your email, your telephone number, your fax, if you have one, and your license number. And my license number is, I know my license number is this one, and I'm gonna save it. Okay, and the bottom says email signature. This is something that every time you send out email, this, whatever you put here will go out with your email. The email doesn't come, if you send out email from the zipForm, it doesn't come from your personal email, it comes from zipForm email, ZipLogic email. So people want to reply you, your clients want to reply you, whoever the receiver is on the other side, if they reply to zipForm email, you will not get it. So let the people know where your email is and who you are. So it's best to put your name, your telephone number, your email address, your DRE number, or whatever contact that you want people to see. If you want to put your WeChat ID, your Facebook ID, whatever ID you need, you can always put it here. So every time the email goes out, you the other person that on the receiving end will see that you have an email here. The next thing you want to go in is to sign in and security. Everything you do here, by the way, I apologize. Let me go back. Everything that you do here, you must save it. Always save it, okay? So sign in and security is the next one that I'm going into right now. So I have my username, my password, security, account recovery system. If you're gonna two-factor, it's gonna be a little bit hard because last time I did that, it drives me crazy. So I decided I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna have a regular security and account recovery information instead of two-factor. The next thing we're gonna go into is called the office. So you can change your company information that appears the forms below, the update company information will be only applied to the new transaction that is created. Existing transaction will be continue to reflect your old company information. What that means is, let's say you are from Remax and you want to move into Co-op Banker, and once you move into Co-op Banker, make sure you change your company information here, because when you do that, all the forms on the bottom, it'll show up your old company name, not your new company name with Co-op Banker. So if you write the offer or listing contract and everything on the bottom says Remax, then the offer and the signer, you signed it, everything you went through, it's not your new company's listing, it's your old company listing. So it's always very important, every time you switch a company, you have to come here and change all the forms. But as they say right here, it says, if you created the new company information, all existing action prior to your change of your new company will still be at your old company information, okay? So you have to change everything here. Let's say you're changing from, you're changing to Co-op Banker Dynasty, or whoever it is. Let's try George. And you change it, street address. Everything is changed. You can change this yourself, okay? You do not have to go to your manager and says that you're changing, help me, please help me change it to the company, because you are with a new company and you're saying, I don't know how to do this. You can't do this yourself. This is all by yourself, okay? So the office is here, and forms for the new person that's just joined. How many are new? We have 45 people sign up right now. I don't recognize a lot of names, so I guess a lot of you are new. If you're new, you have to go into shop. Let me do that with you right away. You see the shop? That's how you call all the forms that you need. When you go to shop, your forms are here because I have called all the forms I need already. Just call out anything that's free. The number one important one is the California Association of Realtors. The other one I would like you to call out is the California Sample Letters. This, they're formed for the California Regional Multiple Listing Service, which is our CRMIS. I am a Digital Ink subscriber. We call it Zip Vault, EPUBs. If you're into foreclosure, click that one. Home Guard, MLS Connect is very important. Please click that. The NAR forms, the NAR Realtor forms and template. If you dealing with San Francisco people, San Francisco Association have their own forms. Transaction management system, zipForm mobile. So whatever you see that's free, please just click it. Just make sure you click it, so that way you don't miss anything. The others that purchase your form software is the zipForm Connect, zipForm Plus Zap, Elite Agent by ZipLogic. All these are not free. So it's something like that, you feel you don't know what it is, you can click learn more and they'll tell you. So they'll tell you what it is. Autofill document recording speed. So if you don't think that's what you want, you don't have to buy it. It's not, it's not forced. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. Here's some new forms called the CER Distressed Property Form Library. You're welcome to buy that if you want to. And Fannie Mae forms, AIR commercial form by NAR for $199. open house form, Oregon, worldwide, ERC forms. Here it is, additional library from different state. Let's say you belong to California, you have license in California, but you also have license in Nevada. You want to use their form. You can come here and select Nevada, and they'll tell you that how much it costs, okay? If you want to buy Nevada forms. It's additional $99. But I am with California, so I'm going to go back to California. So zipForm is nationwide. It's not just California, but every state use different forms. If you have license in those states, you can buy those forms as well, okay? But the AIR forms, okay, let me go back to shop. Because I went to Nevada and it's telling me Nevada people have to buy $499 for AIR forms. Okay, our California, the AIR forms is only $199. If you join now, let's say our form starts from March 31st to actually it's April 1st to next year, March 31st. So they don't charge you $199 if you buy now. They prorate the 12 months. Whatever the months is left, they'll tell you you have to pay that price. But the 1 year is $199. And if you join, let's say by December, you only have 3 months left, they'll charge you for the 3 months, not for the whole year. So it will be better for you at that time. So are we okay about shop for the new ones, the new agents? The one that never been on here before? Any questions? Okay, no questions as far as I can see. Okay, the next one is forms. So all the forms I call out is here, okay? I'm gonna go to products. Products is all the things that they're giving you for free. Digital ink is not free, I pay for it. zipForm is free. MLS Connect, Transaction Management, zipForm 6 standard. We do have the standard version of the zipForm. You can download from car.org. However, we're teaching the zipForm Plus, which is the web, the cyberspace version, rather than the zipForm 6 standard. 6 standard is desktop version. You can download to every computer you want. We don't give you any limit how many computer you can download, but once you do on one computer, working on one computer, and you go to the next computer, work from the next computer, it doesn't, whatever you work on, it doesn't automatically move to the next computer. So zipForm standard is only good if you don't have internet connection and you want to work at home. The zipForm Plus, if you go to your office, you go to your laptop, you go to your desktop, whatever you work on, it'll be automatically there. So let's say you're working from your iPad and you just open up, everything will be there if you use the zipForm Plus. The standard is only for a desktop version, only, okay? Are we okay with that? Any question with that? Okay, no one is asking any question. Okay, moving on to settings. Okay, so we have two type of e-signature. One is the ZipLogic Digital Ink 2.0 is powered by authentic sign. So what it means is that if you do that one, you have to buy to check their ID. So you have to add credits. When you add credits, that means you have to purchase. So when you purchase something like this, you purchase, so whatever they sign, you want to check their ID, make sure they are who they are. And if you purchase this thing, if you buy a whole year, it's $221.03 because it comes with the elite agent. Okay, but if you don't worry about it. You don't have to. You can ask why. They ask you why if it's too expensive. Really own others. I was just curious and did not have intention to purchase. So that was me. So the other one that we have is for free is called the ZipLogic Digital Ink 1.0. It doesn't really have the check ID saying who is who, but I will show you, you can also still purchase $5 per request. So that way you have, you want to make sure the person who signed the ZipLogical Digital Ink is who it is, okay? And the other one is the DocuSign. If you have DocuSign already, you're welcome to link your DocuSign account, which I have. So I do have DocuSign. You can also purchase the DocuSign subscription, and it's for $240 a year. And I know that some of you may work with a large brokerage company, maybe with Remax, Berkshire Hathaway, or KW, or some other company that may have a special discount with DocuSign. So check with your company, see if they do have something special. Sometimes I see as low as $99 a year. And I see like 100, 120. I see various prices with different franchise large companies. So double check with your company, see if you guys have any special with DocuSign. Okay, or else you're gonna have to pay $240 a year. Default landing, account preferences, templates preference, nothing there. ZipVault. We do give you ZipVault. ZipVault is here for free. It's like a big storage. It's like a Zip Vault. You can store as many files, as many music, as many video, anything you like, pictures. You have a long video of your property that you're listing, you want to save it here, you're welcome to. There's no limit. There's no size. So you always welcome to join ZipVault. Put anything here. Zapper. It's not free. Find out how if you want to. I never use Zapper, so I am not familiar with Zapper, but it's something that if you like, you're always welcome to join. It's something, Monday morning, zipForm Plus is always something happened, okay? Current signing login, I have a couple of them. And then moving service integrate, chat log. I really don't like chat log, so I'm gonna turn it off. You can create a chat log with your clients and you guys can talk there. Notification settings, always make sure. Let me save this because I turned off chat log. I don't like that. Okay. Notification settings. We have email notification and app, send notification 3 days before, send notification 3 days after, email, in docking box, I'm gonna turn that on. I'll show you what that is before. I'll show you later. Transaction, email, document, email, share, email signature, e-signature, list flash. List flash is not free. You have to purchase within the how many miles of your list of what you wanted. Notification setting, do not email me. Email me every few list flash is published. You can set all this up later, okay? I'm gonna save. And if you have assistant and or TC, you're welcome to invite them, and they can go into your forms and take a look what you do. We also have a broker edition of the zipForm. It's a fixed fee, depends on how many agents that you have in your office. That is a little bit different. The broker, the admin can go into all the agent files, and agent would like to have the broker or manager review the file. They can ask them to review. They will send you a notification says, hey, I need you to look at my file. And you can go in and see what every agent is doing. Okay, so that conclude the me part. I'm going to go into this little flash is called, if you put your finger there, it tells list flash. It's something that if you want to set up there, it's not a free app. So if you set up, you can ask, if you have a listing, let's say you put in a listing, it automatically send out the information to agent within 50 miles or whatever miles that you want to set up. And that way they will know that you have a listing, but it's not free. So all this is not free. I don't know exactly how much, but you still welcome to set it up if you want to. If there's any bulletins, it's here under bulletin. And here is another bulletin. What's new in zipForm Plus on May 6th of 2020. If you want to know what it is, you can go into learn more. As a zipForm instructor, I have to tell you, they really don't tell me too much, okay? So they probably tell you the same as what I have seen. So this is a digital ink 2.0 that we talked about. It's a price. It's not free. Finalized signing setup. Now I have a usability enhancement. This is for elite agents. That means you have to upgrade. If you don't pay them, you don't get this, okay? So they send out information about your listings. Here we have notification. If something, if your documents is come back or signed or anything like that, will come here for notification. This is Zip CRMA. Try or buy, so you know it's not free. It features appointment calendars, social media search, automatically email marketing, that type of thing, okay? So if you're interested, you're welcome to buy this. This is called schedule meeting. I think that right now everything is taken over by Zoom. This might not be useful anymore. What it is that you can email your client. You put their first name, last name, and email address you add, and then they can do a Zoom meeting type of video conference with you. You can have so many people, but they, if you click the events option, there is a fee for this. Now they won't tell me how much it is now. They will say, what is your industry? What is your job title? Before they just tell you exactly how much they're gonna cost. But now they don't do that anymore. But I think up to 6 is a certain price, and up to above is a certain prices. So it's not really a free. So I think, and this one is going to be taking over by Zoom, like we're doing right now. The Elite Agent by ZipLogic, like I said, it's not free, about $200 some here. So if you're interested, promoting your listings. They do that automatically within how many miles from your office or wherever you want them to send out. They will do that for you. Okay. Okay, so that finished the top. We're going to go to dashboard. This is something new. Okay, this is something, they keep on changing the face. See, don't like what you see, click here to return the old layout. The old layout is this way. Okay, and the new layout is this way. So you have my tasks due this week, whatever you want to set up. You have signature package in progress, listing expired this month, text closing this month, a retention period, close, potential sell volume, active property type, active transaction type, and that's it. Okay. I am not a active sales agent. I'm a manager, so I don't do a lot of transactions. So there's no transactions here. So list flash is what I was talking about. You have to purchase, view form, if you want to sign document, new transaction, new contact, and you have tools. You have clause management, lookup field, mortgage calculator, form advisor, and form tutor. So this is where the dashboard looks like. Are we okay so far? Any questions? We have a very quiet group today. Okay. And no chat, right? No chat questions. Okay. So I'm moving on to transaction. You can do transaction from many places. Okay, you can do new transaction, new transaction. Here's something I don't know what it is. Back to old layout. Okay, this is what it says. Okay, so I can start transaction from here with a new transaction, or I can go to transactions. Okay, so here's the transactions that we're looking at. You can have the format like I do with the cubicles, or you can have format. You see the lines here? You can go by line items. So there's two ways that you can have it here. One is by little cubicles, and one is by line. So I'm going to do new transactions. Okay, instead of view forms, I'm going to, it doesn't show up, whatever, here it is. Okay, here's all the forms. We have the California Association of Realtors. And when you click this little arrow going down, this little triangle going down, we have California Association, American Wholesale, whatever we shopped at the shop portion. This is where all my forms are. So right now I'm in CR forms. If you're looking for other forms, let's say CR sample forms, all these forms are done by CR attorneys, our attorneys for us. So they will tell you what the forms is about. You have abandoned properties in commercial, abandoned personal properties and residential, acknowledgement to non-tenancy, acting against agents advice for buyer. Here's all the forms that possibly can have, okay? So I'm going back to CAR to all, and I'm going to CAR forms. Let's start a transaction, and then maybe we can add forms as we can go forward. What I like to do is start a new transaction with a new purchase. Okay, I just went on realtor.com and look at a property. And the names, I usually like to put the property address, not the buyer or the seller's name, especially with a buyer, because a buyer can make you write so many offers before one offer is accepted. So you want to change the names of the property all the time if you put in one name under buyer's name. So I always put in the property address name. Okay, this property is 415 California Street, Unit B. If this happened to be your listing, I just picked it up from somewhere. It's not because of any reason. Okay, so the property is 415 California Street, Unit B, Arcadia, California 91106. And if you guys can see that there is a MLS Connect here, if I click that, it asked me what is the MLS listing number. Let me find it. Yikes. I'm on realtor.com. I can't find the MLS number. Hold on just a second. It should be here. Okay, here it goes. AR 19277-645. And I'm going to click including property photo. I'm going to click find. My computer cannot be this slow. Okay, here it is. We have the listing ID, the date of the status when it's on the market, and the picture of the property. So I'm going to go and set use listing. And here I'm going to say it's residential. And I'm going to click save. Okay, do you guys see that? Everything that I want about this property is here. Okay, they give you the listing, the HOA. HO name is Lone Dragon Realty. I don't know about that, but the agent is from Lone Dragon. Okay, so listing side, if you want to continue to add information, you like to add it here, you're welcome to. But right now, as we see, the property is here. It's 415 California Street, unit number B. And there's a little arrow right next to this section. I'm going to click the arrow. And it tells you this transaction detail. The property address, purchase, residential agent is me, created 1 minute ago, 1 minute. Update just now. So retention date is when? It's Tuesday, May 11th of 2027, which is how many years from today? Today, this is year 2020, right? So we have 7 years. 7 years from today, this file would be here. Let's say what happens after 7 years? They will send you a notification if you're still a realtor at that time. They will send you a notification that says, hey, your file is going to be due. It's going to disappear soon. If you need it, please transfer. You're welcome to transfer email to notification. You can transfer the whole thing. You can export to archive. So you can export the whole file to your computer. please do if you want to save the file, because if you don't, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone in cyberspace. You will never have it. Let me ask you, why do we need 7 years? Because our license tells us that we need to save the file for 3 years. Our attorney tells it that we have to save the files for 5 years. And so zipForm says we'll give it to you for 7 years. So that's why there's the 7 years. Some people feel that's more comfortable, okay? Do you need to say 7 years? No. You need to at least say 3 years, right? So here you can export the whole thing to your computer. You can lock the transaction. Nobody can see it. You can show form version, send to other system, go to Realtor Property Resources. You can do a net sheet. You do a transaction cover, fax cover. You have form advisor, form tutor. So here it is. But if you do a delete, that means the file will be gone completely. Okay, please do not delete unless you're like me doing a sample class for you guys. After this, I will delete the file because I don't want to confuse myself of what's happening here. And you can import other things into this files. You can save this as a template. If you use the form and you feel like, oh, wow, this is great. I really like all the forms I use here. I want to save as a template. But make sure you know that when you save it as a template for this, all the transaction here, it will stay with the same name and the same company name. If you change to another company, please do not use this template anymore, okay? You can copy, you can email, you can look at your transaction detail. So are we okay with this? I'm gonna move on, okay? So here we are, we have the 415 California Street Unit B. We have the summary. You can also add the party involved, the listing agent, and me, right? I'm the buyer's agent. You can add the buyer one information. You can buyer two, buyer three, seller one, Jenny Ma lending, seller lending information, escrow officer. We have buyer's attorney if there's any, appraisal company, disclosure company, home warranty company, title, pest control, others. You can you can add all the information, or you can do buyer side only. You have buyer one, buyer two, buyer three, buyer four, sell side, which is the listing, and service provider. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is the documents. This is where you're going to add the documents. They're going to give you an archive, but this is just for saving. When you move everything, right? So we're going to add forms into this transaction because right now we don't have any form. We could do template, but let me do the template later with you. Okay, let's do one form. So from here, if you guys see, it has all forms. And we have California Association of Realtors, and we have search for name or description. We have all, with A to Z. So with all, you can put in whatever you like, but first I always like to do cover sheet. That's my preference. I like cover sheet. Once you click it, it's always here, or you can always say with the arrow going up and down, says remove, print sample, print view, preview the form, and close. If you want to print sample, it says sample on all the form, okay? It's not going to be a clear form. It's going to be a sample across. So in other words, we don't want you to share your forms with someone else, okay? Please remember that. Do not share your zip form with another agent in the office because they're not a realtor member. So I'm going to add forms. I'm going to search by name. Right now, we're doing a purchase. So the next one we will probably need is a residential purchase agreement. And sometimes listing agent says, yeah, you call the listing agent, you say, hey, I want to send you a form. My client's really interested. I want to send you a form. So the listing agent says, send me an RPA. So we're going to type in RPA. Instead of asking the listing agent, what is RPA? You don't have to, just write it down and says RPA. RPA is Residential Purchase Agreement. So I'm going to click it. Okay, so it's right here. It's called RPA. Right now, we have just 2 forms. If you feel that you don't know what forms I need, you can click all. Once you see all, it says no category, back office, COVID-19. We have a lot of COVID-19 new forms just because of the COVID-19. With commercial, we have disclosures. With form update from December of 2019. Just to give you an idea, we usually update twice a year, which is around June and December. Because this year we haven't really had any meeting at CAR with the forms advisory group, we don't have any forms update. What we have right now, a lot of updates because of the COVID-19. Those forms are new. If you see new forms, usually is here, lease, listing, miscellaneous, property management, purchase. So, and vacant land. So right now we're doing a purchase. So I'm going to click purchase. If I do purchase, this form, all the form here is possible forms that you might need for your purchase of this particular property. Okay. So if you're not sure which forms to use or what is needed, here is some of the forms that normal transaction or you might need. Okay, so it's kind of good that you know, let's say you're doing a vacant land, and you don't know what form you need, you can always go to vacant land and it tells you these are the forms that you might need. And if you're not sure about commercial, you go into commercial and here's all the forms that you might need. So I'm going to go back to all. And here, people always ask me, where do I find the form for the earthquake, right? The earthquake booklet. We go to the EPUBs, California EPUBs. Okay, so from here, you can see that we have all the forms, 126, 226, protect your family, earthquake report, home, this is the home owner's guide signature. Homeowner guide, and then we have the report and the signature you need, right? We have also cybercrime flyer, the water conservation flyer, earthquake, commercial earthquake booklet. So if you don't know where all the booklet is, it's usually at the EPUBs. And the California sample letters, like I said, is always something that the CR attorney wrote for you guys. So you don't have to go ask attorney to write a letter for you. So let's say we're gonna do demand for full commission. Let's say you can get the commission and you're upset about it. Do you go to attorney to ask them to help you write a letter? No, this is where you can get all the demand for full commission. Notice to agent broker, I want my commission, okay? So this is the letter that we, CR attorney has written for you guys. Okay, so the booklet is here. Here is the booklet. So we're trying to save a tree. The booklet is only needed if the house is built prior to 1960, okay? You don't need a booklet for new homes, just old homes. with the earthquake. And the report that they have to sign and they acknowledge this. And the other one is the receipt. So we're okay, right? So far, no question. You guys are so good, or you guys just don't know how to raise your hand. If you want to raise your hand, you're always welcome to raise your hand under participants. And when you open it up, you can see that there is a sign that says raise hand. But since everybody's so good today, nobody's asking me any questions. Or maybe I lost you guys a long time ago. Okay, so we're gonna go into cover sheet. Cover sheet is something I like. You don't necessarily need to have a cover sheet, but I particularly like one because for me, it's easier. What I like to do is I like to put in the buyer's name. His name is Albertron. And I'm gonna mark an X here. Okay, so if you like to mark an X, it will be appear on all the paperwork where buyer has to sign. And the seller name is, what is the seller's name? I hope you guys find the seller's name when you write the contract. That way, that the listing agent is appreciative of you finding the seller's name. And if you can't find the seller's name, mark X so the seller would know where the seller is going to sign. Okay, we're not sure if there's one seller or two seller. We're going to mark 2 X's. So here is the transaction cover sheet, NRS number, the property address, because we have downloaded from the MLS Connect. So everything is here. Sale price is $880,000. It's a residential. If you know the escrow company later on, you can always put it here. Always put in the company, your company information. This is the company's DRE number and my number. And then we come here where seller's broker information is here. This is kind of important to all of us because on page 10, this will automatically happen, right? So you don't have to type in, and you look very professional when you submit an offer. You have title company, pest control company, disclosure company. You can always select your disclosure company. Let's say I do the my NHD. Home warranty company, you can do it here, or you can do it on the forms, the RPA. Okay, so we're done with this cover sheet. Cover sheet, once you go back, it's automatically saved. Everything here is automatically saved. So don't worry if you something happened, you lost the cover, you lost what you typed. It's not lost. It's always, hey, hold on just a second. There we go. It's always here, okay? So I'm gonna go into the RPA agreement. The residential purchase agreement. I am old, I cannot see small, so I'm gonna do full screen. The words are too small for me, okay? So here it is, Albert is here. Okay, the DA, the disclosure, residential agreement. This is from the buyer, for the buyer brokerage firm to buyer, okay? Why is this connected to the RPA, the purchase agreement? Because a lot of you always forget that this is a very important form. It's called disclosure regarding real estate agent relationship between you and your client. The next one is a possible representation of more than one buyer or seller, disclosure and consent. A lot of you ask, why is this important? because by signing this one, if you represent Albert to buy this property, and Fawn decided that she liked this property too, and she wants you to write the offer. She wants me to write the offer. Can I do that? By signing this form, you can represent more than one buyer. So I can represent Fawn and I can represent Albert at the same property. So seller has to acknowledge this sheet, okay? Buyer signed, but seller has to acknowledge. And the other agent has to acknowledge as well. So this one, to be fully executed, everybody has to sign. Wire fraud and electronic funds transfer advisory. This is very important back in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Now, I guess this form is still very important to us. What happened was that there was a case that the agent opened up escrow and asked the escrow company to give them the wire transfer bank information. So they give the other they transfer the information to the buyer via email. But when the buyer received the email, the account number was hacked, was changed. Everything was the same, but the account number was different. So the buyer wired the money and never received an escrow, and they were wondering where the money went. And I found out that the email was hacked and the account number was incorrect, based from the email that was sent from the agent. So the buyer is very upset. Buyers sue the agent because the email came from the agent. So because of that, we started this form. Says, please call the escrow officer or the property manager and landlord at the beginning of the transaction. And please, before you wire, call them and ask them the account number if it's correct. Instead of saying, oh, this is the email they sent me and this is the right email. So you want to orally confirm the transfer instruction before you wire. That's what this form is about, because there was a lawsuit, okay? Because our emails are not protected. So that way people can hack this, especially on your subject title, you put wire instruction or escrow instruction. Those are very, very easy to be hacked, especially now everybody's home. The hackers probably has nothing to do. They're probably hacking everything. They hacked Zoom the other day as well. I was on a Zoom meeting and they hacked it. It was kind of funny to me, but it was not funny to the people who's doing the Zoom, the host. It was cartoon and terrible things happened, but it was kind of funny in a way because it was a very serious meeting. All of a sudden this happened. Okay, so this is very important. Just remember that the wire instruction has to be done. Okay, here is the main thing that we always looking for is the California Residential Purchase Agreement and Joint Escrow Instruction. Are we okay so far? Are you guys there? I guess you guys are still there. Okay, and no question. You guys are so good. Okay, the California Purchase Agreement, you have the day prepared today, right? Not the day signed. There was a lawsuit about that too, because we put in the date. In the past, it never says prepare, it just said date. And the acceptance date, they said is the date of the contract, not the date of the signature. So final signature of everybody. So they put on the date prepare. So you could prepare today. It doesn't mean you're going to sign it today. You probably sign it sometime. It doesn't get fully executed until Friday, which is 5 days from today. So that way people know you prepared it on the 11th, but probably sign on the 15th. Okay. So here we go. We're going to purchase a property. It's $880,000. We're going to give her a full price. Okay. So we have the buyer. This is new too. The seller brokerage firm is the seller and I represent the buyer, right? So here we have save, normal, print. You can send this email, you can save as PDF, you can fast fill. So sometimes people say, I can't open the file because it's not a PDF form. So you can save it first and you email it out. Okay, you can, normal is this, full screen is this. Under print, if you open up the little arrow going down, you can print this form, you can print multiple form, you can print sample form. Like I said, if you do print sample, it'll have a sample, okay? And we can send via email or via Zip Community. Zip Community is like a chat group. You can send it there. When we click email, you can email it to people here that you have saved it, or you can do the Zip CRM contact, the Zip Logical contact, the service provider, the top producer, the Google contact, Microsoft contact, or Yahoo contact from your computer. Okay, if you do that, they will download everything first. And on my Google contact, I have so many contacts. I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to click that out. Okay. And let's say none of them are here. You can click close this and you can type in who you want to send. And you can also select what you want to send. You want to send the cover sheet. You want to send the RPA. You want to send the booklet, whatever you want to send. But you don't have to send anything at all if you don't want to do that. You can do including the sticky note. I'll show you how to do that. Attach fax cover sheet or copy me. You should always copy me, because when you send out an email and you don't copy yourself and you want to retrieve that email from ZipLogic, it's not going to be there. It's going to be lost. So you will never know what you send out to your client. You know how normally on a regular email you can check, say, hey, send. It'll show you who you send it to, what you send it to, but not with ZipLogic, because all the email are coming out from ZipLogic email. They're not going to save a copy of the sent email that you sent out. So please make sure you copy yourself if you want to copy. Okay, you might, if you don't want to copy, you don't have to, but this is something that I found out that I was kind of not happy with. But this is their glitch. They're not gonna save a copy of every email you sent out. You're welcome to fax if you want to fax. And I know a lot of people may not fax anymore, but this was popular at one time. You're welcome to fax anywhere in the United States. You cannot fax overseas. The ZipLogic will not fax to China, Cambodia, Europe, England, Paris, or anywhere else, but it will fax in the United States. Again, if you do that, you will not get a copy of the fax. So maybe if you want to know your fax, you maybe want to fax yourself a copy. But email, make sure you do get yourself a copy me, okay? We talked about say as PDF, fast fill. This is something interesting. Let me go back to my RPA form. Full screen. Okay. So maybe you have done this a lot of time. You don't want to read item by item. You know where you're going to fill it out, how you're going to fill it out. So I decided that I'm going to give this lady all cash offer. So I'm going to put all cash. Once you put in the all cash, you see all the highlight is where you're going to fill it in, okay? But once you put in all cash, all this first loan, second loan, whatever the loan information is gone. If I click it again, it's back. If I click all cash again, this is gone, okay? So the fast fill is some people don't want to read item by item, so they know what they're doing. They just gonna fill it in. If we need to remove, if buyer does not attend, processing time, you know, they know everything, so they don't need to read line by line. I'm not that great, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna go get out of here. I'm gonna still do my all cash. I think this lady will be very happy. And there's no loan. Financial term initial deposit is gonna be 30,000. Okay, read this carefully, okay? A lot of people still ask me the same question. It says 3A1, buyer direct deposit, buyer shall deliver deposit directly to escrow by electric funds transfer. The only time you had to click cashier, personal check, and others is if you're gonna do that. If you don't click anything, the buyer shall deliver deposit directly to escrow by electronic funds transfer. That means wire, right? So don't click anything. That means the buyer is supposed to do that within 3 business days after acceptance. After everything is done, all the counter offers done, everybody agree, all the signatures being signed within 3 business days, that's when the buyer shall deliver directly to escrow. Okay, if you click by cashier check, they have to get a cashier check. You do a personal check, they have to do a personal check. If you don't do anything, that means you don't have to do anything. The buyer will wire directly to escrow, okay? So here is the information. All cash, additional finance term here, and the other places that we have is the other terms, okay? There's 2 places if you type more than 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, it will have a text overflow automatically. And when that is done, there will come an additional sheet. And that additional sheet had to be signed by the buyer and the seller in order to activate, okay? So just remember, there is text overflow. And you cannot call out from all forms. It will automatically pop out if there is anything that's more than 2 line or more than 4 line here, okay? It will also happen if you have a counter offer and also the repair request if it's too long. But that normally people just do addendum on the sheets. Okay, so we did the fast fill, the NA fill. Okay, remember every time we have to all the highlights. You see all the highlights here, and on all the form, we might not want to have this type of thing or whatever. The lines may not need to be filled in. A lot of people feel uncomfortable about leaving blanks because they feel that somebody might just fill it in. And so they have this called the NA fill. So once I do that, I apply, all the blanks will have NA. All the blanks will have NA. Are you guys okay with that? You guys are such a quiet group. I wonder if you're there sometimes. Okay, so all the blank ones will have an NA. Some people feel more comfortable because that way you cannot write it in anymore. If you feel that it's not okay, you don't want it, you can always remove it. And all of them will be gone. I have one question from chat on a chat group. Say yes, thank you. I don't know, John Fluente says yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so you see that this is something that some people feel comfortable with. Okay, so it's NA fill. The sticky note is kind of interesting. Let's go back to page 1 and then seller. Whatever you're not sure, just put seller, because they'll come to you back and say seller doesn't do that. Okay, but if you're not sure who is doing what and what is who is doing who and what, you just put seller, and then somebody will always come back and tell you seller doesn't pay. Okay, so if you're in doubt when you're writing an offer who pays what, just put seller. Okay, and of course seller is going to say I don't want it, I don't do this, don't, I'm not paying for this. So if they didn't catch it and toward the end, seller has to pay for it. Okay. Okay. So the next one is called sticky note. Before we go into sticky note, remember I marked the X on the buyer's initial on the cover sheet when I did the X. So all the forms have an X here. You guys see that? So that's why the X, I like it by the name on the cover sheet. It will have all the X. The buyer is always green, the seller is always red. No change in color for years. And the one on the cover sheet that I liked about when we filled in all the buyer's agent's information and the seller's the listing agent information is on page 10. So here it is. All our information is here. The real estate brokers, the buyer's broker, and the seller's broker. Why is this important when you're doing a loan? They want to see this page, and also the escrow holder acknowledgement. It's very important to me too, because I want you guys to make sure to sign it. Everybody have to sign this page, as a buyer's agent or the listing agent. And everybody seems to forget the initial buyer need to initial page 10. Okay, so that's why the cover sheet to me is important, because all the information that I wanted is there. Okay, let's go back to the sticky note. Here is the liquidation damage. When we send to them, it's option whether they want to initial or not. So we can always put a sticky note. You can say item number 21B, liquidation damage is option. Okay, so you can have it here, and you can tell them that you can tell the buyer that this is where it is. And when they saw that, they can always click it open, and they know that what you meant. Or any, here again is the arbitration dispute is also option here, so you can do that. Okay, and you can have as many sticky notes as you want. For the one that is a, like your client might not understand, you want to write in Chinese, you're always welcome to change that to your language on your computer. Right, and you can text them, and you can put it wherever places you want to do that. So when you send out the email, you can include the sticky note that you have, but when you print it out or have them sign it, it will not be there. So only when you want them to see it. Okay, are you somebody asking a question? Chat. Do we need to put how many days for escrow? Yes. I'm not right. Yes, you do, but I'm sorry, I wasn't teaching forms today, but I guess I kind of ignore that. I apologize. It's my fault. When you're writing a contract, of course, you have to put how many days you're going to close escrow. And since it's all cash offer, you can put in shall occur on what date or how many days after acceptance. So I'm going to put in 14 days. At a COVID-19 crisis, I think this person will be very happy if this offer is real. Okay, I have a chat question. Do we need to put how many days? Okay, she go, okay, all right. So here it is. The we did the fast fill, the NA, the sticky note. You can also preview. You can preview your forms. What you have done. From here, you can also send, you can print, you can download description attached to tasks. Okay, so you can do many things from here. Somebody just asked me a question. What does it say? How many days regret period? We don't, how many days is regret period? On a contract, we don't have a regret period. We have a contingency period. Karen, I see that you probably are a new agent. So it's called contingency period. We have contingency period throughout our contracts. As you can see, we have verification of the funds, 3 days, appraisal contingency, 17 days, loan contingency is 21 days. Then we have the inspection. We have all type of contingency period. Since the contract prepare date and the sign date can be different date, which date is to be used for instance in the counter offer? The counter offer is always the prepare date. When you send when you put in when they ask you for the purchase contract date, is a prepare date, not the sign date. Okay, so I have preview the spelling. Somebody asked me another. All of a sudden, you guys like to ask question. Okay, I see. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I did the preview spelling. For the people, including myself, who think faster than I type. Okay. I always mistype a lot. So it's always good to check your spelling. So here's the spelling. As the spelling check is complete on this form. Okay, if there's any typo, they will correct it for you. So it's something good to have so you don't look like you don't know how to spell, because sometimes I will miss A or I or O. So that's something that I think is pretty good. Intellect copy. It's activate. I don't even know really what it does. I apologize, but it's always been there. But it says activate. I don't know what happened. So highlight. You can highlight. Let's say I just did the all cash, right? So I'm going to click highlight. Can't do it. Don't know what happened. You can highlight. Okay, select something. I did select, but you don't let me. It tell me I had to select first, but it won't let me select. But you can highlight. It's just that today is not doing well for me. Let's go back. Okay, I'm gonna do red. Maybe it's better. Select some text. I did. Oh, confirm. See, it won't let me select anything. But you're supposed to select, uh, and then you click the highlight, okay? I guess this thing is confused. It doesn't let me do that. Maybe it'll let me do it later. Okay, the more we have undo, redo, and photos. So if we're doing a, let's say we're doing AVID, let's go back to all. The AVID, the agent visual ID. Oh, okay. Let me go back to English because it's still in Chinese. Okay, you guys are asking me about forms question. I am not teaching forms today, although I do teach form, but today I'm not teaching form. Okay, assuming making addendum to a RPA contract that had really been signed, the RPA prepared date is 1/1/20. Sign date is 1/5. Which day should be referenced to the RPA? 1/1/1, the day prepared. Anita, is that okay? Okay, so, okay. So the AVID is the agent visual, okay? So if we want to, we can add pictures on all our forms. Let's say we're doing this one and we want to send it out for people or for your references, okay? So you can take a picture of the living room and you can add it here. So let me add photos. You can attach photos, and from your library, you can attach the photos to this forms, and it'll be saved for 7 years. So every time you open up the form, you want to make sure that you remember what it looks like. You can always take a picture, save it, and attach to your form. I have too many forms on my Mac. So let's say we're just going to attach, gosh, I don't know. This is weird photos. Okay, here. I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to, you can change the name of this photo. You can say this is living room. I know it's not, just pretend, okay? Almost 11 o'clock. Okay, so here it is. This is the photo, right? You can see the photo once you click it. So you can attach as many photos you want. You can also attach video if it's a video. So all this is okay on every form, okay? I'm gonna delete this. But anyway, that's how you attach photo. Are you okay with attaching photos? Oh, let's go back to RPA. Thank you. Okay, full screen. So we did the photos, lookup field manager. If you have something, you have county, city names, you can add them as much as you want, or you can just, this is just fields that you put in already. If you type in all the cities before, they remembers, so they put in a lookup field. County, let's say county, you type in Los Angeles, San Bernardino, whatever the county you type in, they'll save for you. Management clause, there sometimes people like to, your company wants you to put in a clause that they use all the time for, like for inspection. They will say on the TDS, it will say how, make sure you do your own inspection. Make sure you hire a licensed inspector to do the inspection. Those type of clause, if you want to type in, you're welcome to type in, and they'll save it. Okay. You can add, you can delete, you can import, you can export. Okay, and on every form, on this transaction right now, you can add documents. Let's say you have escrow instruction you want to add in, or you have a home inspection report that you want to add in. You can add in a termite inspection report. You can add wire instruction. You can add any type of report that you ever got and you want to, that's due to this transaction, you want to save it here. You can always add the documents. The way you're adding the documents, you have to save it in your computer in order to call it out. But there is another way of doing it. It's called document box. Okay, this is pretty new. So if we open up the document box, you can see documents. You can add documents into this file, okay, by emailing to this inbox address. My inbox address is lingchow947@doxziplogic.com. Okay, so if you copy this email address, you can email all the transaction in, so you don't have to save it to your computer and call it out. You can just email it here. Once I get the email here, I can move the transaction to a document. Let's say I move the transaction to move this document to a transaction. Did I lose anybody? Are you guys okay? So let's say if I'm going to copy this, it doesn't come right away, okay? Okay, thank you. It doesn't come right away. You just have to copy the email address. Today, I don't know why I can't copy anything because I probably are sharing docs, sharing screen. I can't highlight anything. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, so you can email everything here. It doesn't happen right away. Okay, you don't think it's right away, but it does come. Okay, here it is. If I click, I just clicked. I'm going to move this email to document box. If you click that, and it's a send document directly to your document box by including the email address in your email communication. So I can compose the email, right? And I can email everything into my document box. But make sure that you do that. It's kind of fun. This is new. Not many people use it, but if you have a lot of files that you don't know where to put it, you can always email it in first and then decide what you do. You want to transfer to a transaction. Okay, so we can also copy, we can archive, we can delete. Okay, we can do e-signature right after. We can share the transaction. We can do MLS Connect, we record Connect, and we can add folder, add docs. We can move, add templates. So right now it's 11:04. We'll come back at 11:15. We'll do the e-signature, the templates, and the touch sign. Okay, so I'm gonna close for 10 minutes. So we'll come back at 11:15, okay? Are we okay? Are we a-okay? Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you guys back at 11:15.
Ling, are you there?
Okay, this one. No, wrong.
Okay. There, can you hear me?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the right one. Okay.
Okay.
I did the other one just in case because I wasn't sure. Okay. So I don't have to wait to log in.
Okay.
Okay, one more minute. I lost people on the doing the break. Okay, 11:15. I'm back. Are you guys back too? Okay, first of all, I want to thank you guys. This is my first training doing Zoom. I never did this before, and I've been on a lot of Zoom meeting, and I conduct a lot of Zoom meeting, but I never had a chance to teach on Zoom meetings. So bear with me if I feel like I'm talking to myself and look stupid, and bear with me of my dogs barking. I will take care of them. If I put them somewhere in the room, they bark even louder. So it's best stay with me. Okay, I apologize. Okay, so we talked about everything up here already. I'm going to go into e-signature. Okay, I'm going to do e-signature. Let's say we're going to log in and we want Albert to sign the contract because now Albert is purchasing the property for $880,000, but Albert doesn't know that. So Albert's buying all cash. So we have a couple ways of doing this. Number one way, hold on just a second. Thank you. Okay, number one way is doing e-signature, and we're going to talk about touch sign later. Okay, so here we are. We have a pen says e-sign, right, guys? You guys see that? I'm going to click on it, and we have a couple ways of doing it. One is I'm going to sign the purchase contract, and we're going to do by the digital ink. If you have DocuSign, you're welcome to change the DocuSign, but right now we're only doing e-signature by digital ink. And we are choosing this file, which is the residential purchase agreement, and I'm gonna click next. So Albert, I forgot to put his email because I cannot send to Albert. I'm gonna send it to myself. So we'll see Albert's email, okay? I don't know why today I'm not having good time with typing in or highlighting. Please correct. What does it say? Missing. I did that. I don't know why is it doing this to me. Okay, I'm gonna go back to cover sheet and put Albert's email address on it. So that way I don't have to add it in. So here I'm going to add Albert's email address, which is my email address. Okay. I'm coming here to the residential purchase agreement. And go to e-sign. Residential purchase agreement, ZipLogic Digital Inc. I'm going to go next. So Albert email address is here. I'm going to click Albert. I'm going to close it. Okay. It didn't happen here, so I'm going to add again. Close it. So here it is, Albert's email address. Let's say we have two signers. You have the buyer 1 and buyer 2. I'm going to add me, okay, as a listing agent. I mean, the selling agent, I'm sorry. So before, we have signer 1 and signer 2. So Albert will get 1, the first one, he'll sign first. I'll come back to me. So I will sign the second. But as personal note, I like to be number 1 because the reason for that is I like to know if this thing has started, right? So I would know if it's sent to me, I will know that this thing has started and I will sign and Albert will sign. That is one reason I do that, for me as an agent to sign first. The second reason I do that is because when I sign first and Albert sign second, after he finished signing, my name is on it already as his agent. Okay, if he signs it first, when he finishes it, my name is not on it. But if I sign first, he signs second, then my name is on it and I am officially his agent, right? So he can print out a copy that has my name on it. If you want to have both parties to sign at the same time, you could do that. You could have all goes out at once and it comes back and everybody will have their copy. So you could do that if you want. Okay, it's not that you can't do it, but you could. Okay, let me remind you again, email address is very, very important. I get a lot of people call me and says, hey, why doesn't my client get the email? Why didn't they get an email? Because you might not have the right email address. If the email address is gone, you have the wrong email address, it's going to be lost in cyberspace. So one typo can make a lot of wrong. I do that a lot too. The other day I was registering for NAR conference and I didn't get the registration back, and I asked them, why didn't I get it back? Everybody else got it back except me. And they did a search. It turned out I didn't finish typing my email address. I put in 168 and I put 16. I forgot the 8. So they had to put in the 8 and send it back to me. So email address is very, very important in this type of signature. And some people ask me, is it legal? Can we do this? Can we have the client sign on e-signature online? And the answer is yes, especially doing now with the COVID-19, you can't even see the people. This design was done because of convenient for people. If your client is at home middle of the night, they can sign it. They don't have to, you don't have to wait or knock on the door middle of the night, says, please sign it. So all this is okay. And why is it okay? Because if the person is purchasing with a loan, what do they have to do? They have to be notarized later, right? So the notary will catch all, confirm all the signatures, and they are indeed who they are, and they sign the paperwork. That's one. Number two is, even though if you're buying cash, the property is going to your client's name, right? So, you know, if somebody is signing my behalf for Ling Chow and buying for cash and buying a house for me, will not be very pleased for me. The only thing that they will not accept in DocuSign or any type of online signature is bank-owned property, and the other one is short sale. But now with the COVID-19, you're not supposed to see people within 6 feet away. I think maybe they're accepting this as well. So we don't know. The COVID-19 is going to change the world and change the real estate world for a while. So all this is okay. And escrow usually at the end will have another form for your client to sign, saying that a lot of document was signed via virtual, right? Online signature. So it'll cover everybody's back if the escrow has that piece of paperwork. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Are we okay with this transaction? So I'm gonna move on. You can have a choice of the cybersecurity protection. If you do that, they'll charge you for $5, okay? So choose the system option. There's a number, $sign. So they have a telephone number, and they'll charge you, I think it's $5. So I'm not going to spend $5. I'm going to move forward to next. Okay, so here it is. It says this single transaction is $5 with unlimited signer. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to. However, I am not. So I'm going to say no, thank you. On Monday, the system on zipForm is always slow. Today is a little bit faster because of COVID-19. Usually people do open houses on Sunday and start writing forms on Monday, writing offers. Okay, so when it's first time going out from ZipLogic with our forms, with the forms that we give you from CR Form, it automatically have a location where the person's going to sign, automatically, okay, on every page. So it's the first time. If you received it after sign it come back to you and you want to send it out again, you have to drag the signature to where you want to be and the initials. But the first time goes out, they have it for you already. So Albert have to sign here. Let's say Albert finished signing and the seller has to sign or the listing has to sign, then you have to drag and paste over here. So because this is the first time we're going to send it, okay? So what did I set up? I think I set up me first, then Albert second, right? So I'm going to send. And it says residential purchase agreement. If you like, you can always change the California property address. I forgot what the property address is anyway, but it's a California Street residential purchase agreement. So that way the client will see, okay, I'm signing this. So after you're doing that, remember this email was sent by me, but it's going from ZipLogic Digital Inc. Okay, so I'm gonna send. Now it says the package was successfully started. Okay, so we have the order number is 1 is me, order number 2 is Albert, and status is action required. So I'm gonna go to my email, and don't look at my email because I have so much email. And today I was trying to find my login. It hasn't come yet. Okay, here it comes. It says, ZipLogic Digital Inc., your document are ready to review California Street Residential Purchase Agreement, right? So remember, you tell your client, this signature requirement is not coming from my personal email. It's coming from ZipLogic Digital Inc., okay? Remember that. So here we are. It says, hi, Ling Chow, okay? And I'm using zipLogic Digital Inc. powered by Signex to deliver a document for you to review and sign. I'm going to go to sign documents. I lost a couple of you with the best part. I don't know why. Okay. I have been here before. If you're a brand new person, you will not have welcome back, Ling Chow. You'll have sign in with log register. So all you have to do is come up with a name and a password, okay? If you forget the password, it's okay. You can reset up another password. So right now, I'm gonna say agree to legal consent. You have to tell your client says, yes, accept. And we're gonna do next. Okay, you can use the default signature like this, or you can choose a custom signature. You can have a different way of doing it. Maybe I'll do this one. I like this one better. I would do this one. Or if you have a tablet that you can draw your name or write your name with a pen, you're welcome to do that. But I am writing with my finger. So I'm not good with writing fingers. I think my L is pretty good today. Let's see if I could do a C. Okay, so you can write with your, if you have an iPad with a pen or your tablet with a pen, or you want to write with your finger, you're welcome to. But I am not good writing with fingers. So I'm going to go back to this. And I'm going to choose this signature today. And I'm going to go, let's go. Okay. And this is ready to review and sign. And it says yes. So we go. We click go. So I'm going to sign here. I'm going to sign here. I'm going to say sign page 10. And I'm done. Okay, finish signing. I'm done, right? So the next one will be Albert. Okay, this is the chatting group. I'm not going to chat. Okay, I'm going to close this one. And remember we did the zip this one. So I'm going to close it. And I'm going to check my e-signature. What is the status of my e-signature now? I have to move. I'm looking at different things. Okay, let's go back. I have to come back in again because sometimes they need to refresh. Okay, there will tell you on supposedly on this first page will tell you the status. Okay, it'll tell you the history and the status. Let's look at the e-signature. Doesn't show up. Okay, here you go. It says in progress, right? So if you click in progress, it shows that Ling Chow has completed, but buyer one Albert has pending. You see that? If you have the wrong email address for Albert and Albert never received it, you can go to edit and change the email address for Albert if you like. Current won't let me to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna resume, but you could do that, but today it probably doesn't let me do anything. Okay. So action required for Albert. Let's see, we can do email. Okay, here it is. You can change Albert's email. I guess you can't do it either here. Anyway, if that doesn't work, you can always cancel the whole thing and start over again. You can cancel this transaction and start over again. But right now we have a transaction in progress. Let's go back to my email address and then we'll work from there. Okay, so we have, thank you for submitting. I am done. I'm going here to the new email address. The email, not address, email. Trying to open it. Okay, so here it says, Albert, your document's ready to sign, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna sign. I used Albert before, so Albert doesn't need to have a new registration. Albert is ready to sign. Okay, because Albert is here before, so we're gonna have Albert accept. We're gonna do next. And of course, you can do your custom signature or your touch sign, but this is the default signature I set up for Albert. And we're gonna say, okay, let's go, Albert, we can sign. Okay, we're gonna sign here. We're gonna sign here. And we're gonna sign here. It tells you, okay? Let's say I'm gonna forget this one. I'm gonna go next, right? And I pretend I forget this one. I'm gonna initial this one, initial this one, initial this one, initial. I missed one, right? So here is the one that we have an opt-in, opt-out, whether you want to initial or not. If you want to initial, you're welcome to. If you says opt-out, you don't have to initial, okay? You don't agree with the liquidation damage, you don't have to initial. The same here with the arbitration. Initial, and we're gonna sign initial page 10 and sign and the California Privacy Act. Okay, and it tells you we signed it, right? So now we missed one. So they're gonna say you missed one. They won't let you finish. So we have to go back and look at what we missed. If you finish, you'll say you're finished because we missed one initial. Here it is. Okay, when I finish, it says finish. Okay, so now Albert has a complete finished package. This is the communication. I'm gonna close this out. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the email. Okay, and this is thank you, right? This is me, but I'm looking for the one for Albert. Okay, the second one is Dear Albert. This is Dear Albert, thank you. Okay, confirm. To access, review a document, visit here. So Albert will get a fully executed document from zipForm saying that my name is on it. So you can do 1-to-1, but this way you know you signed it. This way it's completed, right? If you do 1 and 2, you know that I sign first, Albert signs second, then I get the complete copy. So this is the one that we signed, Albert and I both signed, complete. And then Albert can print a copy or he can download the copy to his computer. Click here to download the documents. Okay, and I will get a copy as well. Okay, this is to me. So I'm going to open it. It's the same thing. Does any of you have DocuSign? You want me to do one with DocuSign? This is the free version, okay? Sometimes I hear people say that it doesn't work very well overseas with the free version, the e-signature digital ink. So they're telling me that overseas works better with DocuSign because it's not as complicated. It doesn't have to sign in. It doesn't have to set up a page. It doesn't have go. It doesn't have consent. So a lot of people like that better. So do you want me to do one with a DocuSign? Okay, let's go back to our form. We have to come back in again because it needs to be refreshed. Okay, we're going to go to documents. We're going to go to the bottom. Here is a file. Instead of form, this is now a file. And this is resident purchase agreement. And here's the one that we signed. Are we okay with this? Are you guys okay? Did I not, anybody not understanding how to do this? Okay, let's say from here, we want to send it out to, again, to maybe somebody has a question. Okay, understand. Great, thank you. Okay, so from here, if you want to send it out to the listing agent to sign, you can do that again, right? So you go next. And this time we're going to send it to Jenny Ma. Okay. And we're not going to pay for $5. We're just going to go for free. Remember, this is not the first time. This is the second time the form is going out. So the second time form's going out, the automatically signature is not going to be there anymore, right? Okay, from here, we're going to add her signature. So we're going to drag the signer to here. You guys see that? And then the date, I'm going to drag it and move it to where the date's supposed to be. Are you guys okay? Because it's the second time, right? It's not the first time. And Jenny Ma had to sign on page 10. So I'm going to do it again. She's supposed to sign here. So I'm going to take the signature and I'm going to drag it to where her name's supposed to be. And I'm going to move the date all the way to where the date is. Are you guys okay? I'm going to move forward, okay? So then you click send. And this will send to Jenny Ma for her signature. I'm going to quit because I'm not going to send it to her for signature. If I send it to her, that means there is an offer. This is a make-believe offer, okay? We don't have an offer. I'm just doing it for you guys, okay? I don't have Albert as a client to buy. Maybe I should send it out than Albert buying a property from me. Okay, so here it is. And remember, we talked about the address of your company is always showing up here on the first page of your contracts. Not on every page. It used to be on every page. They took that out. But you know, sometimes you better check. Sometimes I have found in my experience, sometimes the agent that put down the on page 10 and the bottom of the name is not the same, right? So if I put down Ling Chow and on the bottom of the page says different name, you know something is wrong, right? So it's not Ling Chow here, then there's something wrong. So I'm gonna quit, okay? I'm not gonna send out anything. I'm not gonna save it. Okay, so this is the digital ink that we sent out. We can also email out. We can do many things. We can print out, we can scan out, we can save out, we can attach to tasks. So a lot of things can happen. I'm gonna do, let me get out of here. I'm gonna do one with you guys that has documents. Let's say we're gonna add prelim approval or something, add a document, right? I'm gonna browse for file. I'm gonna browse for a file. I just go into the new form that everybody's talking about for the COVID-19, just for example. So I just add a form. You can add escrow instruction, termite instruction, pre-lien approval, termite approval, escrow instruction, anything that wants to be signed. Let's say this is the form that I want Albert to sign, okay? Right? And I'm gonna e-sign. And instead of digital ink, I'm gonna do the DocuSign. DocuSign is much faster, okay? I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna log into my DocuSign. I'm gonna have Albert sign. I'm gonna click next. Because this form was not originated from our CAR forms, because I add the form in, I need to drag and paste where Albert needs to sign. So I need to signature. Okay. And I'm gonna send it. That's all I have to do. If you want the buyers to sign, or you want initial, you want name, your company title, this is the DocuSign. It's a little bit different from our digital signature. Okay, so I'm gonna send it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my email again. Here it goes. This is not the one. I'm gonna wait again. Okay, here it comes. So here it is, Ling Chow via DocuSign, right? So I am signing Albert. Ling Chow sent you a a document to review and sign. So I'm gonna click review. So Albert does not need to set up a login and a password. With the DocuSign, you don't need to do that. So for people who's not very good with a computer or understanding English, this is an easy way for them. So we're gonna do continue, and we're gonna just click sign, and we're done. So DocuSign is a little bit easier, but it does cost money. You have to select which one do you want. The reason I have DocuSign is because I'm showing you guys what I as an instructor. So DocuSign will tell you that this one is signed, okay? And going back to our zipForm, we have to always come back in again because it needs to refresh, okay? Under documents, and we have a CVA and signed by DocuSign, and it's signed. Are you guys okay with DocuSign? We have a lot to cover. I apologize. I was thinking I probably won't able to talk 3 hours because by talking myself, I don't think I can do 3 hours, but I think I did it. I have a lot to cover with you guys. Are you guys okay with this? Are you guys okay so far? Somebody's replying me. Thank you, Adam. It's hard when I don't see your face and I don't know where you guys are. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we did the DocuSign, we did the e-signature, and a lot of people are asking for a template. Let me see if there's a question. Where to click you have to tell us. Okay. Jeannie, what do you mean by where to click you have to tell us? What does that mean? I don't understand that portion. Just, I always tell you where to click. So if I don't, let me know, okay? Okay, so a lot of people ask about, okay, she's replying me. You're too fast? Okay, I'm too fast, I apologize. Okay, you gotta look where I'm going. I'm not doing that fast, I think. If I am, I apologize, but watch me, okay? And remember, there's all the signature comes in and says, document has been signed, document has been signed by this little bell. Okay, a lot of people ask about templates. Let's do templates. Templates is templates right here, okay? So a lot of people ask me how to do templates. What is templates? Templates is just setting all the forms in one area. When you need it, you just call them out. So I would always advise you to check with your broker or your manager if your company says, do I have a listing form template and do I have a purchase form templates? And if they do, they can set that up for you. So I'm going to start with new as a listing, new listing. I'm going to name this, let's say I'm from KW listing templates. Okay, it's going to be residential. You have a choice. It says, do not automatically apply this template to a new transaction. You can automatically apply the template to listing residential new transaction. Automatically apply this template to all new transactions. So I'm going to save it. Okay, I'm not going to automatically apply. So this is the document, and this is called the listing, right? So I'm going to go to all forms here. You guys see that? I'm going to click all forms. And here, I'm going to go down to listing. Like I said, I always like cover sheet, listing agreement, all the forms that you think you might need, okay? So we probably need the AVID. We probably need, check with your company, see what forms are required for a listing. Okay, we might need counter offer. We have the COVID-19 property entry advisory. Okay, and then we have Anything else that might be needed for a listing? TDS. Water compliance, water heating, smoke detector, compliant, whatever you need, okay? And if you're not sure about disclosure, you can go into listing here with the arrow going up and down and go into disclosures. So there's a lot of disclosures that you might need. You don't know, you can look for it. Seller property questionnaire, statewide, whatever you think that needed for this particular transaction. So here is the transaction of the paperwork. Just remember one thing, if the form is, if you're working with this form, this template, while you're at KW and you move to Coldwell Banker, remember all the form here will still have your old company unless you change a new template, okay? Right now they're confused because I'm setting up as Ling Chow. But here is all the template for that particular listing. And you want to know how do you use it, right? You can set up another one for purchasing. You can set up another one for a commercial. You can set up another one, whatever the template that you might need from your company, you're welcome to set it up. Okay, how do you use this? So we're going to do a new transaction. And because it's new listing, you see here on the bottom, it says select a template. So I'm going to go up and down, and I have KW listing template I just created. I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put 415, whatever the California Street property is at. I'm going to put residential. I'm going to save it. So this particular property will have documents. It didn't pick up, huh? Okay, it didn't pick up the new transaction. Let me do again. Let's change the address. Maybe they got confused. East Valley Boulevard, San Gabriel. I'm going to do a residential. I'm going to select my templates with KW listing templates, and I'm going to save. Okay, so applying templates to this property of 123 East Valley Boulevard. Am I going too fast for you guys? Are you guys okay? If you go into documents, all the template that the forms that we selected is here, right? So that's how you call all the templates after you save it. Are you guys okay? Okay, so that completes the template. We talked about doc and box. This is something new, the text. It tells you right now we have a contract with California, right? We have weeks, with day, we have month. So right now, this is our contract date. Remember, someone just asked me, we have a regret date. We don't have a regret date. We have a contingency date. Let's say today is the day that we wrote the contract, and they we submit it, we okay, we all accept it on the 15th. So the acceptance day start counting 3 days after acceptance. We can say this one is, we can say this one is accepting contract date. We have to type it in. Okay, we can set up the initial deposit date. We can add documents. We can checklist. Hold on just a second. It's not taking it back. We can add the dates by adding the urgent date. They won't let me add. You can set up the dates and add reminder. You can set status. You can assign who is responsible for that transaction. You can export, you can email, you can have other documents. Why is this important? I once had a client wants to know what date he has to do something. What day does he do this? Or what day does he do that? And the client was very happy because he feels that at least he know what day is, are we closing? What day are we doing home inspection? What day are we doing termite? What day does the buyer has to bring their check in? What day do we have? And what day doesn't need to show the property anymore? So this is something that you can set up for your client, so the client will see what's going on here. So this is something that was requested by you guys to do that. Are you guys okay with this? Because I like to move on to touch sign. We are at 12 o'clock and we have only half an hour before we end. Are we okay? Okay, I'm gonna transfer my my MacBook to my iPad in order to show you guys how to do the touch sign. So I'm going to stop sharing screen on this one. I'm going to mute myself.
Ling, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hold on. Okay. All right, let me get out this one. Close. I'm going to share screen with you guys, okay? Can you guys see it?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay, good. Oh, what you guys see now? Okay. So we need to download an app. So you have to go to your Apple Store. If you have Apple product, if you have Samsung or other property, other type of software, you have to go to Google Play. Okay. So from here, I'm going to search on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to type in search, and I will type in zipForm mobile companion. I'm going to tap that. And you will see the zipForm mobile companion. Okay. So from there, I'm going to open it because I downloaded it already. It's me. I download. So it's not the zipForm mobile, but the mobile companion. I'm going to open. So remember when we set up the CAR, you have the login ID and you also have the password, right? So I am not going to use the zipForm credential. I'm going to use CAR credential. I'm going to click CAR credential. Now I know why the lady said I'm too fast, because it's a pause between what I want and what you guys see. Okay, do you guys see that? So I'm going to sign in with my username, if I remember. Okay, I'm going to use my password, which I don't know if I remember, because everything is saved in my iPad, iPhone, everything. Don't use the zip logic, okay? Use the CR credential. Probably is the wrong password. Let me double check. What's going on? It is right password. Okay, I'm in. Do you guys see that? All right. So remember, we used the 123 Valley Boulevard, and we did the 415 California Street. It's all here. Okay, all the things I have done is here. The one that we purchased is the one to the this one, the 415 California Street, Unit B. Okay, so why do we use touch sign? Let's say I'm e-signature is something that we did before, and DocuSign we did. That's all by computer. Touch sign is when you can sign it with your finger in front of your client. It can be done on your tablets, and it can be done on your phone, smartphones. So I'm using an iPad right now with you, and I'm going to show you how to do touch sign. If you're with your client and you went to, before the COVID-19, you drove all the way to Temecula, and the client really liked the property and it's 80 miles away, and client says, okay, let's write an offer, and you call the listing agent says, hey, I have a lot of offer. If you want to send it to me, you better do it fast, like within an hour or 30 minutes. So how are you going to do that? Are you going to drive your client all the way back to San Gabriel and go on the computer and then do all the paperwork? Or do you go to a place like Starbucks or somewhere where there's Wi-Fi internet, and you can sit down and do the contract with your client and have your client sign right there with you? so you don't have to drive 80 miles back to Los Angeles and do the paperwork, right? So you can catch the multiple offer situation and put your offer in right away. So this is something that you can do on your iPad. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the documents because you can't see my finger, but you can see the difference of the highlight when it touches. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna sign a form because we signed a lot of forms already. Let's just do buyer's counter offer 1. How's that? I'm going to add form. I'm going to click add form. I noticed that there's a delay on what you see and what I'm doing here, so I apologize. So I just add the buyer counter offer number 1. I'm going to open it. So I'm going to put the date because they probably won't let me do anything. It's not moving. This thing is slow. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to put it May 11th. And I'm going to do May 11th here. Okay, so I'm going to have the buyer sign the form, okay, in front of me. So buyer needs to sign. The buyer makes this offer counter on terms above. This is just for example. So I'm going to click the E sign on the top left of your screen. So I'm going to click E sign. Okay. So I'm going to have buyer counter number 1 and signing services. Right now it says ZipLogic Digital Inc. with the arrow up and down. I'm going to click the arrow up and down. And you see we have a couple selections. We have DocuSign, Digital Ink, Touch Sign. So I'm going to select Touch Sign. Okay. There's a delay of me touching and you seeing it. So now you see I have selected Touch Sign. I'm going to go to Next. Okay, so the one that's signing is going to be Albert. I'm going to select Albert. Okay, right, I selected Albert. I'm going to close. Okay, it's stuck on your screen. Okay, I'm going to go Next. You're going to see a legal consent. I'm going to move down to the bottom of this page, and it says, I do not agree or I agree. You guys see that? I'm going to click I agree. Okay, so I see that buyer counter offer number 1. On the left, I have sign, initial, text, date, check, and close, right? So I'm going to move down to what Albert needs to sign, right? And I'm going to tap the sign pen. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to come out with this tap to sign. Do you guys see that? Okay, so I'm going to, it says tap to sign or generate a signature. So I'm going to tap to sign. So you can either do that way, tap to sign with your finger. I'm going to sign Albert's name with my finger. You guys see that? Okay, after that, I'm going to say select, right? There is a delay. You guys, and then if it's done, you know where it has, I don't see what yours is look like, but there is a little arrow, a little, like a 3 little arrow underneath the pen thing, and you can move the signer up and down by holding that little 3 thing on there. So I'm gonna make Albert's signature a little bit slower by, where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna move Albert's signature a little smaller, and the up and down crisscross, I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna move it down to where Albert's name's supposed to be. I know that you're not seeing what I'm doing, but you can play around with this because this is Zoom. You can't see what I'm doing here, but this is what I can move by holding the crisscross up and down, by moving this all around town or wherever you want Albert's signature to be. And then I can move up and down, larger, smaller, by holding down, you know, where the sign and the little pen, there's a little three line on the bottom. I can hold by moving the size of Albert's signature. Okay, once I'm satisfied what the location is and what the size of the Albert, I'm gonna click sign. I click sign, and this is where it is. So it's done. Okay, I can put the date by moving the date to here, but I'm gonna, what happened? I'm gonna change the size of the date because the date is too big. Okay, and I'm gonna put it here where Albert's signature is. After the date, I'm gonna say add date. So it's done. Okay? So this is now complete. Albert signed it with a date. You can also do text if you want, but I don't think we're gonna do that today. So once it's done, I'm gonna click done on the top right. And it says, please confirm participant's signature will be sent to the document. And I'm gonna click OK. And it tells you signature is complete. However, whatever is failed, the document is now available in your transaction because we didn't do the certification, okay? So I'm gonna go back. And we have a buyer counter offer number 1. I'm gonna open up that file. And it says touch sign. And this will open up the file. And the file has Albert's signature already. So from here, you can send via email to the other party or any party that you want to. You can print, you can download, or you can send it out again to sign. Okay? So are you guys okay with this? Any questions on the DocuSign and TouchSign? A lot of people came for this. They set 3 hours just to learn this. Are we okay? Any questions? Any chat? Okay, I lost a lot of people. Okay, doing the, if you're in the future, you're having a problem with this and you don't understand, there's always help. There's Learning Center, support material, live training, and send us a feedback. There's also, you can call them. They are open. I think there's a contact information. I'm not very good at the iPad, so I'm looking at where the contact information for you guys. Okay, PDF guidelines, zipForm, plus. I think there is a place on the regular, contact us. For the one that cannot sign in, you can always call ZipLogic and they'll tell you what is your ID and what is your password. But you have to tell them that what board you're from and what is your what's your DRE number. Okay, here is the contact information. The telephone number is 586-840-0140, and 24 hours per day. They have 2019 holiday schedule. I guess they're still in 2019, but pretty much that it is. Can you show a little bit more how to use a check-in and templates? No, you cannot do, I don't think you can do check-in and templates. Templates is just a template. Okay, so that is the telephone number you can call. And let me get out this this particular Zoom. I'm going to stop sharing so I can go back to my regular desktop. Okay, I'm back. Hold on.
Okay. Ling, are you there?
Okay, thank you, Fawn.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am going back to my share screen. On the templates, I don't think you can do checklist. There's no checklist on the template, so you can't do that. So pretty much we covered everything in a 3 hours. I thought that was going to be a little long. I can't talk 3 hours, but apparently I could. I did talk 3 hours. So the best thing to do is practice, because this is something that you will need. The two things that you probably will need the most. One is the zipForm, and the other one is the CLMS. And I know that CLMS has classes online, so you're welcome to do that. There is a broker edition. It's a fee of like, depends on how many agents you have in your office. They do charge, and I do have broker edition on zipForm in my office, so it's a little bit different. And the forms are always updated 2 times a year. However, we're supposed to get a new RPA form, the purchase contract. It's been delayed till 2021. So we're not getting a new purchase contract this year. We're supposed to come out end of this year, but they, because of the COVID-19, we have stopped. Is there any other questions? If not, we're 5 minutes early. Play with it, enjoy. If you can get in, make sure you call the zipForm. Let them know that you can get into zipForm. I like to go in from CAR. You can go in from CRMS. You can go in from our website. And there's other classes coming up. So if everybody is okay, I would like to end this class, and good luck. And I think there's a lot of new agents on this group, because a lot of you, I don't recognize the name, but good luck, enjoy. This is something you probably need as soon as you start writing offer or getting listing. But remember, in 7 years, this form will be gone. We created this form today, and it shows you, that this form, let me go back to list. The California street that we created today will be gone in May 11 of 2027. So 7 years from today, this form will be gone. But you're welcome to play with it. You're welcome to see what you want to do with it, and talk to you companies, see how they want to set up the templates with you, or whether they do or don't. All right, so that would end my zipForm, my first zipForm training via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining. Somebody has a question? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry my dog barked. I'm sorry that, you know, things are not as smooth as I like to. And I apologize, and please accept my apology for my 3 crazy dogs. Okay, thank you, and stay home safe. I hope to see you guys in face one day. Taylor has one question. What is your question, Taylor? I'm waiting for Taylor before I end the class. What if 2 sellers use 1 email login to sign? Yes, they can do that. Unfortunately, there is a problem with that. Some client says, I only have 1 email. So how do you verify if that person is the person that is really, Taylor is really the Taylor that's signing? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you put first or second, because it's going to be going to the email. The system will not reject you from putting the same email on the signer. So if you put yourself, Taylor, as 1 email, and you put me, Ling, as the same email, you could do that. Okay, so it's fine. You're welcome to do that. If you want to make sure that the person is the person that signs it, you can do the certification with $5. So they have to put their driver license number on there or something like that, or a text to them. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Taylor. Okay, and then stay safe, everybody. I hope everybody's healthy and safe at home. I personally are very bored right now home, but it's okay. We're all going to get over this. Bored with Zoom. I should have bought Zoom stock. I didn't know Zoom was going to be so popular. Okay, everybody, take care. And Thursday, we have a breakfast meeting at 9 o'clock. For the people who hasn't signed up, please sign up for the breakfast meeting at 9 o'clock. And I think we have the CPA coming talking about what is affecting the foreign investors and buyer or clients of yours. Okay, take care. Have fun. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to